Advanced English Arabic Learning Irregular Verbs, Session 17. Kneel, knelt/kneeled, knelt/kneeled. I had to kneel on it to get it closed. She was kneeling on the floor beside her child. She asks her son to kneel down. The vicar asked the congregation to kneel. Kneel on your left knee, head down. He was kneeling in front of the altar and praying. He knelt down before the altar and took a vow not to touch wine. They knelt down and prayed. Police kneeled on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. He knelt beside Sean's body as he spoke. He knelt in front of her and examined her neck. She knelt by the bed and prayed. Tom knelt down and patted the dog. There they kneeled and ate their lunch in silence. Knit, knit/knitted, knit/knitted. The bone failed to knit correctly. On the sofa, knitting. She was knitting a sweater. She's knitting the baby a shawl. To spin and knit wool. Disparate regions had begun to knit together under the king. He knitted his brows. I knitted this cardigan myself. The pack is a tightly knit, highly organized group, led by an alpha wolf. No, new, known. We don't have an endless supply of money, you know. Like the back of my hand, I know that. I know I can rely on your discretion. I don't know if I'm an alien. You never know what might eventuate. They sure know how to capitalize on notoriety. How do you know if something is primary, secondary or tertiary? I'm not Puts who doesn't know the difference between. Do you happen to know who her doctor is? I don't know why I put up with you. Thingamajigger is an item that one does not know the name of. How do you know if you ran a red light? I know I can rely upon your discretion, mum's the word. How do I know if I'm pmsing? You know what he told me before he slammed the door? I don't know if we've got enough bananas to distract the monkey. I know I should stop smoking, don't give me a lecture about it. Those who make a living from the sea know that tides don't merely ebb and flow. Everyone knows that competition can be both healthy, acting as a spur to progress. People know that they have to take what they read with a grain of salt. I am realistic enough to know that the oil tanker that veered off course had been found. I bewail my worry and grief to Allah alone, and I know from Allah what you do not know. You know martyrdom isn't my style. Nobody can know what kind of world will result from the interplay of these forces. You're such a heartless creep, I don't know why I put up with you. I can rest easy, knowing everything's under control. I can rest easy knowing that she's safely home. We know that you are a member of the resistance, or at least an associate. Industry veterans and savvy players who know the ropes. You know that I always keep my word. No prudent manager would authorize a loan without first knowing its purpose. I had to spell my surname out to him as he didn't know how to spell it. He will knowingly enter a mild scuffle of controversy not of his own making. I didn't know myself where the house was until the week before last. She just knows how to wind me up. Hey, do you know if Sally has a boyfriend? Yes, sorry, she's taken. The 3rd season ended, spoiler alert if you don't want to know, with the intervention of a lady in red. He knows he should see a doctor, but he's dragging his feet. I can't put a tail on him, I don't know where he's gone. When he knows I'm feeling overwhelmed, he knows a hug works to make me feel better. I don't know his age, but he's no spring chicken. I don't know a lot about physics. I'm on firmer ground with mathematics. I didn't know what to say, I was completely floored. It is important to know when a zero is a placeholder, and when it is a leading zero. I know Mary messed up, but don't rake her over the coals too hard for it. We all know she made a mistake, but you don't have to rub it in. We all know that he can talk the talk, but he's also walked the walk. It would be well to know just what this suggestion entails. But he's someone you know very well, if you catch my drift. Stop picking nits, you know exactly what I mean. I know you have gone through a lot of difficulties, but hang in there. I know I have to be patient and hang in there. I don't know if I can do it, but I'll give it my best shot. Julie, always jumping in with both feet before she knows the facts. I know you're eager to get inside, but you need to hang loose while I find my keys. I can answer for my partner because I know her position on this issue. Come on, cheer up, it isn't all bad, you know. I know Debbie doesn't like you borrowing her car, but she'll soon come round. Come off it, Pete, you know that's not true. Come off it, he'll know that's a lie. I'm sorry about last night, I don't know what came over me. What do you want to know? Fire away and I'll tell you. Let me know when he gets off the phone, as I need to make a call. I know it was wrong and guilt has gnawed at me ever since I did it. I've heard of the band, but don't know their music. I didn't know the correct spelling, so I had to look it up in the dictionary. She's been messing about with another guy she knows from work. We didn't know what to expect and just muddled through. I don't know how things will pan out. We all know she made a mistake, but you don't have to rub it in. I had to spell my surname out to him as he didn't know how to spell it. They must wait upon the outcome of the match before they know who they'll be playing. I knew the tide would be on the ebb. I knew her slightly. Who knew stretchy fabric could be so versatile? He knew of all the infidelities and affairs within the family. I knew I shouldn't eat the cake, but I couldn't help it. I would write to him if I knew his address. The tribal craftsman knew how to smelt iron of such purity that it never rusted. I knew he was only flattering me. They'd got me hooked on the alcohol, they knew I couldn't afford myself. He knew his adversary's overall military capability. I wanted to be a big player, but I knew it was probably pie in the sky. We knew a rainy day would come sooner or later. She knew that the ordeal to come would tax all her strength. I chose that island as a vacation spot because I knew it was off the beaten track. It sounds corny, but as soon as I saw her I knew she was the one. She knew that if she stated her errand she would not be able to see him. The thing that I loved about the Tom and ship was that we knew so much about their characters. She knew her husband had a mistress tucked away somewhere. I phoned at 6 o'clock. I knew he would have got home by then. I knew their team would flame out. If only we knew the sort of people she was mixing with. He took a bite and right off the bat he knew that something was wrong. You've got more mouth on you than anyone I've ever known. He must have known that having no evidence, this would blow up in his face. He's known in clubland for his capacity for larging it up. Homer is known as the blind bard. The immediate ancestry of the cultivated olive is unknown. The Zulu people are known around the world for their elaborate glass beadwork. Wrestling is a sport known for its solitude and discipline. I will be known in far and wide. How long have you known him? The parties should have known that. But unbeknown to his family, he left. Kings were known to wear beaded regalia. She is known for her devotion to fitness and working out. Known for her outspoken comments. I have been known to be more of an owl than a fowl. The economic debacle that became known as the Great Depression. Nerium oleander is one of the most poisonous plants known, with all parts of the plant being toxic. He had been known to get hopelessly inebriate. Putting a bounty on someone's head is putting a price on their death, known as hiring a hitman. Very illegal. Braxton Hicks contractions are irregular and infrequent, known as false labor pains. The satirical magazine is known for poking fun at politicians and other public figures. The sun parakeet, also known in aviculture as the sun kana. The upward moving air in a thunderstorm is known as the updraft. Unbeknown to me, he'd gone and rented out the apartment in my absence. The relative effectiveness of the various mechanisms is not known. Most information that is known about him is very scattered and sparse. Varieties of pear and plum are known to be self-pollinating. You'd better not leave any cash around, she's known for her sticky fingers. An earthquake, also known as a quake, tremor, or trembler. He was well known to all and sundry. Copenhagen likes to be known as the city that never sleeps. How might a contingent fact be known on the basis of nothing empirical? The end. Coming next session.